The 2024 WNBA season brings exciting changes for the Indiana Fever, with the arrival of Stephanie White as head coach. White, who previously played and served as an assistant for the team, returns after 2 successful years leading the Connecticut Sun. For White, this new chapter is more than a professional opportunity. It's a deeply personal moment. When things are meant to be, they just feel right. This team has been part of my DNA since day one, she said with emotion. Joining White is Austin Kelly, who was an assistant coach with the Connecticut Sun and played a key role in the team's offense. However, the most intriguing aspect is that Austin Kelly will be working side by side with his wife, Karima Christmas Kelly, who is already an assistant coach for the Fever. This move is not only a professional reunion, but also a personal one, as the couple will now work together after spending last season apart on rival teams. Karima Christmas Kelly, a former WNBA standout, brings experience and leadership to the Fever. Her focus on developing guards has been critical for the team, and her connection with White dates back to the 2012 championship, when both were part of the Fever team that achieved glory. Now, alongside her husband, Karima is ready to take the team to the next level. Their 1-year-old son, Zane, will also benefit from this reunion, as the family will now be able to spend the season together. While White's arrival and her coaching staff bring fresh energy to the Fever, some questions remain unanswered. What will happen to the other assistants from the previous regime? And, perhaps most importantly, will Stephanie White try to bring other members of her Connecticut staff, like the highly regarded Brian January? These decisions will be critical in shaping the strategy and future of the Fever. With Stephanie White at the helm and a coaching staff filled with talent and emotional connections, the Indiana Fever are ready to embark on a new chapter in the WNBA. This return marks not only a professional evolution, but also a celebration of the relationships that form the heart of basketball. The combination of history, talent, and family unity could be the perfect formula to bring the Fever back to the top. Clark's impact on the game of women's basketball is undeniable, and her influence extends well past just the women's game. In fact, veteran sports media personality Bill Simmons believes Clark is a bigger under-30 star than any current player in the NBA. Simmons' aide, is Caitlin Clark a bigger under-30 star than any other under-30 star in the NBA? I don't even think that's a debate. I literally did not care about women's college basketball 10 years ago in any way, shape, or form. So I think some things have moved towards just the quality of play is more fun to watch. She seems to be some sort of catalyst that is like before and after, and now we're in the after. WNBA star Angel Reese has moved once again to cool any talk of a rivalry between herself and Caitlin Clark, claiming, "I don't have any hard feelings towards her." Much has been made of the relationship between the two rookies since they first crossed paths in their amateur athletic union days. Reese represented Maryland before moving on to LSU, while Clark honed her skills in Iowa. Both young stars are now plying their trade in the WNBA, with Reese starring for Chicago Sky, while Clark shines for Indiana Fever. And there's been a clamor to find out how two of the league's brightest talents really feel about one another. However, despite some fans believing the two have a rocky relationship, Reese has again shut down any talk of a feud. "I think it's just competition and competition since college," she said in an interview with Complex. "I've been playing against Caitlin since we were probably in 8th or 9th grade. We were both really competitive. I went to Maryland. She went to Iowa, and we competed there. So people don't know the legacy of us being able to play against each other for a really long time. Obviously, social media is going to put two women against each other. And I think that it's something that's been negative, but also positive. It shines light on women's basketball, so I'll take that, being the person that gets the hate. But at the end of the day, I know I'm the person that's growing basketball and helping women's basketball.
Despite the perhaps fan-generated controversy, the two have consistently supported each other while proving themselves on the court, and even played together in the 2024 WNBA All-Star Game. Clark shattered records this season with her scoring, three-pointers, and led the league with an impressive 8.4 assists per game. Reese, on the other hand, has earned her place as the rebound queen among rookies, averaging 13 per game. She has also averaged 13 points a contest as she now looks set to carve out her own legacy in the big leagues. Caitlin Clark's rise to superstardom as the WNBA's #1 overall pick drew record-breaking attention through her historic Rookie of the Year campaign. The Indiana Fever's all-star point guard broke multiple all-time league records and shattered countless TV viewership and WNBA attendance records. Friday night's game marks the first WNBA meeting between the league's top two draft picks and features three of the league's most promising rookies in Clark, Brink, and Sparks forward Rickea Jackson. The Fever made Clark, the all-time leading scorer in women's college basketball, the first pick in this year's draft. Brink was selected second by the Sparks. The two never played each other in college. Brink was one of 5 finalists for the 2024 John R. Wooden Award, which was won by Clark for the second straight season. Brink had high praise for Clark's game and her contributions to the sport after the Hawkeye was named Player of the Year. Caitlin really does everything, I think a little bit of everything, and that's what makes her so special, Brink told reporters. You watch her and you're like, she's really a generational talent. We just have to thank her. She's brought so much to the women's game, and she's going to continue doing that. Jackson was selected 4th in the 2024 WNBA draft out of Tennessee. She is averaging 9.7 points and 2.3 rebounds per game. She had a career-high 13 points in 22 minutes May 18th against the two-time defending league champion, Las Vegas Aces. Despite the team's winless start, Clark is averaging a team-leading 17.8 points per game. Brink, the 2023-24 Naismith Defensive Player of the Year at Stanford, is averaging 6.0 points, 6.0 rebounds, and 3.7 blocks per game. She had a career-high 11 points May 15th against Atlanta. The Sparks are coming off a 70-68 win over the Washington Mystics on Tuesday, when Lexie Brown scored 20 points and Brink led a stalwart defensive effort in the game's final minutes. The Indiana Fever are setting the stage for a promising WNBA season, announcing the addition of Austin Kelly to head coach Stephanie White's staff. Kelly, who worked alongside White with the Connecticut Sun and Vanderbilt University, brings a wealth of experience and familiarity. The duo led the Sun to back-to-back WNBA semifinals, and their shared history could be pivotal in elevating the Fever, particularly with Caitlin Clark entering her second professional season. In his tenure with the Sun, Kelly specialized in crafting offensive strategies, a role he's expected to reprise in Indiana. His expertise will be critical in maximizing Clark's skills, as the rookie phenom, who was named Rookie of the Year alongside Aaliyah Boston the season prior, gears up for an even bigger impact. With Kelly's offensive acumen and White's leadership, the Fever aim to refine their attack and build on last season's playoff appearance, their first in nearly a decade. Joining Kelly on the coaching staff is his wife, Karima Christmas Kelly, a former WNBA player and a key piece of the Fever's 2012 championship-winning team. Christmas Kelly, who has been instrumental in developing young talent like Clark in Boston, brings both championship experience and a deep understanding of the franchise's culture. Her competitive dynamic with Kelly has been a talking point, but now their combined efforts under White could help foster a winning environment. Last season marked a turning point for the Fever, but their playoff run ended abruptly with a sweep at the hands of White's former team, the Sun. This offseason has been about retooling, starting with the coaching staff. By reuniting with Kelly and retaining Christmas Kelly, White signals her intent to bring championship-caliber strategies to Indiana, focusing on consistency and postseason success. With Caitlin Clark poised to elevate her game and a re-energized coaching team in place, the Fever are looking to reclaim their spot as a dominant force in the WNBA. As White said upon her hiring, this franchise is committed to winning, And these strategic moves are the first steps toward delivering another championship to their loyal fan base.